Good day, I'm Cito Beltran, and you are watching the best of agenda for the year 2022. A few months ago, we had a chat with Golden Globe nominated actress Dolly de Leon. Let's watch this. Was it good or was it bad?
Oh, it was so good. It was one of the best filming experiences of my life. And a little trivia rin, Abigail means manservant or servant of man. So, if you put any meaning in a reading into her name, that kind of spells out what her character is all about. And I love your question before we went on the break. You asked what makes, that people normally play, especially Filipinos, OFWs, lagi ang role. And actually, okay lang yun. Kasi marami sa atin ng OFWs eh. And
Mhm.
and there are a lot of, we're 1.7 million, nalaman ko lang recently. But the thing about Abigail is she's a very special kind of OFW. She's a kind of OFW who knows how to put people in their place. She is a woman of power, even if she is in a place where she has not much of a privilege. And I think that she's very inspiring and very empowering especially for our OFWs who are working abroad, that they can, pick up some kind of inspiration from her, that, she was able to turn the tables around this social hierarchy where the rich and the beautiful are running how society is working, but she's very special, very courageous. So kakaiba siyang OFW.
Okay, now we're already on the subject matter. There's this issue kasi here back in the Philippines regarding can't we write about other topics or put Filipinos in a good light, etc. And Dolly, I gave it serious thought. Sabi ko,
Yes.
if I were the script writer, if I had to do a story, or if I were the producer director, can I come up with a better story? And judging from what comes out here in the Philippines, puro sampalan, sabunutan, iyakan at kahirapan. And I said, why can't we feature the lives of these kids who went to college, who drinks frappe, spends their parents' money, etc. Di ba? Yung ganun. Parang, what's your take on all of this? Are there other subject matters na sa alam mo, papatulan naman ng Pilipino, pero
Oh my
we
gosh.
always think or talk masa?
I think that the Filipino audience is really hungry to watch more diverse stories about us. And tama ka, to watch stories about spoiled little kids, to watch stories about single parents probably, to watch people who are going through, real life struggles being a Filipino. Yung pagka-OFW kasi ni Abigail, kakaiba eh. So exciting rin panoorin yung storya niya. Pero tama ka. But the good thing about Triangle of Sadness, there is none of that. There is no sampalan. There is no yung iniisip nating the usual Pinoy drama of sigawan
But
or
did you have to
iyakan.
but did you have to study or did you have to do case studies? Kasi I know I've heard of several international actors who literally went to Africa, who lived as a homeless person, or who
Yes.
mingled with prostitutes to get the mindset, no? In your case as Abigail, kasi syempre artista ka sa Pinas. Ma'am Dolly ang tawag sa'yo sa Pilipinas. Tapos biglang to act as an OFW, it's a different mindset.
I know what you mean. I think that the reason why these actors do extensive research is because the characters they play are so far away from who they really are in real life. The difference between them and the characters they play and Abigail is that Abigail is actually very close to my heart because I'm very much exposed to OFWs. I have friends who are OFWs. I have relatives who are OFWs. My mother was an OFW. My ex-mother-in-law was an OFW. still is an OFW, and I'm very familiar with their plight. I know what they're going through. I'm mostly on the receiving end of a person who is an OFW, but I would say na witness ko yung buhay nila eh. Kasi dumalaw ako sa kanila, I lived with them, I spent some time with them, some vacation time with them, and I was able to see how they really live. So as far as research, I didn't need to do that. Kasi part na yan ng buhay ko eh. Parang kumbaga, Cito, ikaw, if you were asked to play a journalist, would you need to research? Hindi na eh.
I wouldn't
Buhay
take
mo
the
na yun.
role.
Because you're just playing yourself.
No, seriously. I mean, I was offered by one of our friends that I went to school with. I won't mention his name kasi pinangako niyang sasama niya ako sa pelikula, baka mag-guilty eh. No, but I said, look, if I'm just gonna play the role of a journalist, what's new? Where's the challenge? Do you ever find yourself, I mean, in that context, you don't have to immerse yourself among OFWs because you are part of that community. Maybe not directly an OFW, but a beneficiary, a relation of several OFWs. But do you ever find yourself in that context na there is no challenge to this role or this personality? No. I don't want to do this. Nagkaroon ka na bang ganung pelikula?
Never. No. To me, every character I play is a challenge. No matter how close they are to me or no matter how far away they are from me in terms of character and personality. Because all human conditions are unique. Everything we go through is unique. It will never be easy. Acting is never an easy job. Even if, let's say, I'm playing a mother of 4, which I am, who is a struggling actor, which I am, a Filipina, middle-aged woman, which I am, challenge pa rin yun para sa akin because we're always dealing with real human conditions who are going through a very different path than we normally are. So, no, to me, acting is always a challenge regardless of the part I'm playing, no matter how big or small.
So there is no role you will say no to?
Before. Dati. Pero ngayon, meron na. Oo,
ano
ngayon
na? Okay, tell me.
Ngayon, mas mapili na ako. Siyempre, definitely, ayoko na mag-OFW only because ginawa ko na.
Okay.
So, siyempre, para maiba naman. Pangalawa, ayoko na mag-abogado dahil lagi akong nag-aabogado dati before Triangle of Sadness. Lagi akong doktor, lagi akong psychiatrist, teacher, ganyan. So, definitely, ayoko na yung mga ganong role. Pero now I'm really more open to playing characters I've never played before. Maybe, I don't know. Siguro fisher folk.
What?
Fisher folk. Siguro mangingisda. Yun, I'm open to playing that. Or a donya na super yaman. Oh, I've never really played that. So, there are a million stories to tell.
Okay, and I'm sure that you watch a lot of movies or no?
I do. I love watching movies.
Have you watched the series Afterlife?
Yes. I love Ricky Gervais.
Okay, to those who are not familiar, be careful before watching this series because if you are not mentally strong, it will mess you up. Okay, but
yes.
Dolly, you have a gamut of characters, portrayals, bizarre individuals. What, to your recollection, was the most bizarre role that you ever portrayed?
Bizarre. Oh my gosh, bizarre. Does playing a Carabao count as being bizarre? I played a Carabao.
Playing a Carabao?
A cow. A milking cow. As in, mascot ako sa loob ng isang baka. Tapos ako yung nasa may likuran ng baka. Dalawa kami eh. Yung isa nasa may ulo. Tapos ako nakahawak sa hips. Tapos, yun. Bizarre ba yun? Siguro yun na. And I think, Cito, that's what's exciting about my life now as an actor. Marami pa nga mga bizarre roles na hindi ko pa nagagampanan. Para sa akin yung pinaka-bizarre na yung cow. I played the cow.
Okay.
A mascot.
Okay, now going back to the movie Triangle of Sadness. Okay, what part of that entire process, that 4-year journey, is the most memorable for you? Or I mean, not to be cliche, no, but But 4 years, I'm sure you went through so many emotions, so many doubts, aspirations. What was the one thing that if you didn't get paid, at least you got that?
You know what? I really think that that whole journey, the most unforgettable was at that point where I didn't even know kung matutuloy pa siya. Yung nandun na ako sa point na baka hindi to matuloy, baka hindi mangyari. And that really, it kind of, it humbled me a lot kasi I kind of had a feeling na this was it for me. This was the film that would really, make the world see what I have to offer, or it would be, it was an opportunity for me, for the world to see what I can do. Pero dumating yung point na parang hindi na siya matutuloy kasi nga dahil sa COVID and yung funding din ng pelikula, nahihirapan sila maghanap ng funding. So I think that's one thing that's for me that's priceless because that teaches me humility and patience in sometimes it pays to wait for the right time and for the right things to happen, and that we need to really work I need to really work hard to get to where I want to go, and wanting it right away is not the way to go. That's another thing in our industry. People, a lot of actors tend to really get what they want in a snap, at a very young age. They get lead roles, they get really good roles, and they do it with not much of an effort. But to me, it's priceless when you really work hard for it and you sacrifice a lot to get there kasi mas masarap yung feeling pag nakuha mo na eh.
Okay, now you said this, you realized that this could be your breakout role. This is what would put you there out in the world. When the movie came out, when you saw it on the screen, were you like, Dolly, be proud of yourself? Or, oh, why did they cut this? Or why do I, may mga ganun di ba?
Both. Naku, ang daming mga eksenang kinat. Both. Ako talaga, teka muna, ba't parang wala yung ginawa kong ganito? Gustong-gusto ko yun Or yung itong eksena to, parang ganda. Both. And at the same time, it was also tama lang kung ano yung mga pinili niya na ikat. So, I was both proud and a little sayang sana he kept this scene. But kasi his first cut was umabot ng 4 hours and a half. So, okay lang yun. Na kung ano yung man choice niya, it was all for the best because I'm so proud of the outcome. I mean, this film is just one of the things I've done in my whole career that I'm so proud of. And I just want everyone to watch. Sana mapanoorin ng mga kababayan natin. Kasi all around the world, it's doing so well. Pero in the Philippines, hindi pa siya nag-o-open, so hindi pa natin alam. Sana it's well received rin.
We'll be right back. Keep it here on One News, all sides, all the time.
Pandemya, bagyo, lindol, problema sa tahanan, ilan lamang yan sa mga unos ng buhay na nararanasan ng ating mga kababayan.
Ngunit sa kabila ng kaliwat ka ng pagsubok, hindi mawawala ang mga kwento ng bayanihan at mga pagtulong na walang hinihintay na kapalit. Kaya naman, hindi talaga mapupundi ang pag-asa sa atin.
Kaya anuman ang mangyari, tuloy pa rin ang Pasko. Ako po, si Mon Gualvez.
At ako naman, si Riza Diaz. Samahan niyo kami at buksan ang inyong puso sa mga kwento ng Kapaskuhan. Tara, tuloy po kayo!
Big changes.
you're still on agenda. And we also had a catch up with iconic 90s actress Princess Punzalan and how she pursued acting again after migrating to the US. Pwede bang malaman paano ka napunta sa Amerika? Kasi you had an accomplished life as an actress in the Philippines. You could have continued making drama, telenovelas, especially when they mentioned Selena Matias. I remember that is one of your telenovela na napukpukan ng payong sa mall.
Oo nga, oo nga. So, tinatanong mo sa akin, paano ko napunta ng Amerika? Ang napangasawa ko ay isang American national. At nag-meet kami sa Pilipinas. Pero, nung nag-propose na siya, inalam niya sa akin kung willing ba akong pumunta ng Amerika. Kasi para sa kanya, pakiramdam niya mas marami siyang oportunidad dito sa Amerika kaysa sa Pilipinas. Kaya napag-usapan namin, sige, iiwan ko lahat, pupunta ko ng Amerika. Kaya ako napunta ng Amerika noong 2005.
Mm-hmm. And what was the journey like, Princess? Because many Filipinos want to live in America. I lived in America for a year and a half, almost 2 years. But it's not always the land of promise, as they say. And mukhang sa'yo, imbis na nag-artista ka dyan, naging nurse ka pa. I remember you had to enroll in nursing, was it?
Yeah, oo. So bali, nung pumunta ako ng Amerika, tinanong ako ng asawa ko kasi alam niya na career woman ako. Masipag ako magtrabaho. So nakita niya na parang feeling niya displaced, parang feeling displaced ako na parang ano bang gagawin ko dito sa Amerika dahil tinanong niya ako kung gusto kong i-pursue yung pag-aartista dito sa Amerika. But at that time, I felt like it wouldn't be a good decision kasi it would not be a good foundation for our marriage. Because kung nakatira kami sa Michigan at ipupursue kong pag-aartista, kailangan kong lumipad palagi either sa California or sa New York. Hindi magiging magandang pundasyon yon for our marriage. Kakasal pa lang namin noon. So, tinanong na, gusto mo bang mag-aral? Bumalik ka sa pag-aaral para malaman mo kung anong gusto mo talagang kunin. I go, yeah, I think I'd like to go back to school. And originally, I wanted to be a psychiatrist. Pero sabi niya, parang matagal yata bago ka matapos. Parang hindi magiging cost-effective kasi by the time gumraduate ka, senior citizen ka na. So hindi yun. So I decided, okay, healthcare related din naman. Nag-aral ako bilang maging nurse.
Okay, but why healthcare? Because parang never once did you mention that to me when we were friends here in the Philippines. Ni minsan di mo nabanggit yung nursing o yung healthcare na yan.
Oo, kasi pakiramdam ko nung malapit na akong gumraduate ng high school, actually junior ako, di ba yun yung time na nag-a-apply na yung mga estudyante kung sa UP, sa Ateneo, LaSalle, Merinol, etc. But I didn't have the confidence na sabihin sa nanay ko gusto ko maging doktor. I guess yung personalidad ko, I like fixing things. I like helping people feel better, get better. So yun yung I love science. So yun ang pundasyon. Pero pagdating ko dito, naramdaman ko na nursing is still in the healthcare. It's a healthcare profession, and mas maikli kaysa pagdodoktor. So sige, why not? Sige, ayun. Nag-nursing.
Okay, so you took up nursing, you practiced it. I remember you would post one in a rare while, yung bang parang nagdusa ka sa ship mo or something like that. How was that journey for you? Kasi respected ang mga Filipino nurses sa States, but kayo rin yung Pasan Cruz ng healthcare sa United States and in the UK.
Hindi naging madali yung transition. First of all, nung pumunta ako ng Amerika, hindi naman ako ganun kagaling mag-English. So nung habang nag-aaral ako, binabasa ko English, tinatranslate ko sa Tagalog, tapos binabalik ko ulit sa English. Bilang artista sa Pilipinas, ako ang pinagsisilbihan. Pero nung ako ay nurse, it's a service that you render to your patients. So ako ngayon na nagsisilbi. Magkaiba yung atmosphere, kumbaga. Sa Pilipinas, tawag sa akin, Miss Princess. Minsan ang tawag sa akin ng pasyente, hey you.
Hey you. Okay, naranasan mo ba yung naawa ka sa sarili mo? Kasi naranasan ko yun sa Amerika, na naawa ako sa sarili ko dahil parang wow, ano na inabot ng buhay ko.
Minsan may mga na-encounter ako na medyo malulupit magsalita na pasyente. Syempre minsan kailangan ko isipin din na pag may sakit ng isang tao, maiksi ang pasensya. So nung nag-uumpisa ako, hindi pa ako ganun kabilis sa process ng aking paggawa ng mga procedures. So may mga tao na naiinip, nagagalit, yung gano'n. So there were times na naaawa ako sa sarili ko, parang sa Pilipinas, iba yung buhay ko. Bakit ba ganitong ginagawa sa akin dito? But I had to wake myself up and realize na, hoy, talaga, panahon lang yan, iba-iba ang seasons ng buhay. Malay mo, kailangan talagang pagdaanan itong bagay na ito dahil meron kailangan matutunan in this season. And mas lumawak yung aking pasyensya.
Anong natutunan mo in that season, Princess? Because it wasn't too long. You did the nursing gig, as they say in America, pero hindi ka naman na malagi doon. Pumunta ka pa rin sa pag-aartista. Pero anong natutunan mo bilang nurse sa Amerika? Parang pelikula no? Nurse sa Amerika.
Oo. Isang na-realize ko is hindi natin masasabi bigla-bigla. Minsan okay ka, bukas makalawa, hindi mo na kayang tumayo. Parang may mga bagay na dapat ipagpasalamat natin. Like for example, if you can get up and go to the bathroom by yourself and clean yourself, malaking bagay yun. Dahil marami akong namimit ngayon, hindi nila kayang pumunta ng banyo, hindi kayang umalis ng kama. So yun lang. The fact na kaya mong matulog sa gabi ng maayos, it's a big deal kasi ang dami kong namimit na halos maloka, hindi sila makatulog. May mga ganun bagay pa and ganun important. Meron ako nakausap na isang ale. She was in her late 90s. Sabi ko, sa inyong experience at haba ng buhay, ano ang napansin nyo at ano sa tingin nyo ang babaguhin nyo sa buhay nyo kung pwede kayong bumalik? Sabi niya, siguro mas hindi iinit ang ulo ko pag madumi ang bahay. Kasi mas naging concerned daw siya na maging malinis yung bahay at unahin yung chores kesa ang mag-spend ng time sa mga anak niya. Dahil at that point, hindi na sila masyado nag-uusap ng mga anak niya. So, isa yun sa mga realizations. And pagdating ng panahon at malapit ka ng mamatay, ang hahanapin mo, hindi yung mga bagay o yung naipon mo, kung hindi yung mga mahal mo sa buhay. So, importante habang may panahon, let's spend time with the family.
I have considered you as a sister of in an extended family. You are a person of great faith. But during that season of testing, ano ang naging sitwasyon mo with the Lord?
Ako kasi, yung relationship ko sa Kanya, hindi ko tinatago kung ano yung gusto kong sabihin. Kung malungkot ako, sasabihin ko, alam mo, malungkot ako, disappointed ako kasi umaasa ako tapos hindi nangyari. Or akala ko ba, pinangako mo sa akin ganito, pero bakit ganito ang nangyayari sa buhay ko? Or I'm very transparent at hindi ako natatakot na maging transparent sa Kanya dahil alam naman niya lahat eh. Kahit hindi ko sabihin, alam niya kung ano nangyayari. So I'm very much open, and I read the Bible, and it really helps me find kung ano yung direction na dapat kong gawin. Minsan, in my reading, malalaman, meron ako mababasa na parang may pahaging na, baka balang araw, itong mangyayari, ganyan. So, and then, ma-reinforce na iba pang readings, or minsan may maririnig akong kanta or something in the movie, and which will echo kung ano yung nababasa ko. So parang confirmation upon confirmation, and then malalaman ko na, ito pala parang binibigyan niya ako ng hagod sa likod, or etc. Yung ganon, I'm very transparent, and I read the word to hear him say things to me. Kasi minsan mahirap yung pinaniniwalaan mo lang kung ano yung naiisip mo. Maganda yung nababasa mo talaga at naririnig mo kung ano yung kanyang mensahe para sa akin.
Okay.
So the long and short of it, I pray a lot.
Mhm. Well, that's good to know, good to hear. Now, going back into acting, being a foreigner in the States, and considering where and who you were in the Philippines, medyo was it easy, difficult, enjoyable yung pagbabalik mo sa pelikula dyan sa Amerika? Kasi may mga ibang magsasabi na going back to film in America is still another form of being a second-class citizen. Ano yung naging experience mo?
Basically, ang mas na-experience ko is kailangan business, ang show business is business. Kailangan alam mo kung sino ang market mo, sino ang manonood mo, para kailangan i-recalibrate ko yung style ng pag-arte, depende sa kung sino ang manonood. So, iba ang personalidad ng audience sa Pilipinas, or ang mga Pilipino, wherever they are, iba yung culture. Iba rin ang kultura ng mga manonood dito sa Amerika at mga international films. So I had to go back to acting school. I had to go to school para malaman kung ano yung mga bagay na kailangan kong baguhin, ano yung kailangan kong matutunan para mas maging effective sa ibang market.
Okay, si Miss Princess ka rin ba sa mga tiga-US? Or did it help to have to start when that you started in nursing and then went into acting? Kasi medyo big deal din yung Yellow Rose na pelikula, no?
Yeah, I'm grateful na binili siya pinick up siya ng Sony, and I think it opened doors for me, and it gave me confidence na sige, siguro kaya ko tong pasukin talaga. Kasi nung ginawa ko yung Yellow Rose, iniisip ko parang one-shot deal lang. Parang, okay, pwede na ako mamatay. Parang ganon. Pero sinabi sa akin ng director, okay ka umarte. Bakit hindi ka umarte ng tuloy-tuloy dito sa Amerika? Yun ang naglagay sa akin ng idea. Kinausap ko yung asawa ko. Mabuti na lang yung asawa ko ay very supportive. So from San Diego, lumipat kami ng Los Angeles para mas makapag-aral ako at mapursu ko ang pag-aartista. So, salamat sa Diyos, I was able to meet people who would help me pursue kung ano yung goal ko. And hindi ko pa pwedeng sabihin, pero pretty soon, you'll see me on TV.
Don't change that channel. Agenda will return. Welcome back. And for our final agenda look back, let's watch our interview with actor Baron Geisler, who had quite a breakout year in 2022. I'm glad to hear all of that, Baron, because to be honest with you, I think we have a shared past in the sense that I remember my father confiding to a friend that his biggest fear was that I would come home in a body bag. And in your case, a lot of people just wrote you off. They said he'll probably land in jail. He'll probably end up killing someone, or he'll never amount to anything. Now, you mentioned your past, your bad boy past. Do you still revisit that? Is that something that you know, you kind of, hey, you're open? Are you open about it? Do you share that as a part of your, you know, your life?
Yes, that's a very good question, Cito. I really do have to revisit and inspect my day-to-day life because yun yung nagiging ano ko parang rock bottom vision ko that will remind me to stay and keep me humble and keep me in the program where I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
And for now, a day at a time, it's working. It's working really well for me, and I'm grateful that I'm so different from that guy you used to see brawling on TV and visiting jails now and then, or here and then rather.
Yeah, you were
also-
you were just visiting. You had no plans on staying.
Yes, no plans at all because it's very scary. I would not want anyone to be in jail. It's a really bad experience for me. So that's where I realized that, hey, man, Baron, you got to be careful, and that's where I wanted to live because
Mhm.
for so many years I wanted to take my life. 'Cause I was an unhappy guy.
Mhm.
I had so many regrets and anger
Yeah.
inside me, demons. But whilst I was in jail, I just surrendered to God and I said, you know what, please take me out of this rut and I'll serve you for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
And that's when I received this grace. And after that, I would say I don't want to look back, but I have to. In order for me to keep this serenity or
Mhm.
this lifestyle, this new lifestyle, I also need to give it back and be an example. Actually, may ano may kinoy na akong term. I'm a very good example of a bad example. So people could just look at my life, the kids now
Mhm.
would look at my life and learn from it.
But a very good example of a very bad example.
Yeah.
That basically cuts it where it is. Now, the question, Baron, is this. Where did it all come from? Because most people presume, hindi, yan ang problema. Sikat artista, kanya yumabang. And then some people who said, tisoy kasi he had everything. Mistizo, guwapo, mayaman, ayan, kanya ganyan. He could, and people say a lot of individuals fail because of success. It's easier to fail from success than to succeed from failure or whatever, how it's coined. No, but what was it for you? Because I've also said to others, yung anak nyo, he's too intelligent. You have to send him abroad or, you know, give him something to do in his life. What was it for you, Baron?
Yeah, I guess it was yes, a lot of ego and resentments mixed together. And I was very mature growing up. I was spoon-fed, totoo yun. So I never got the chance to process things, process my emotions. And of course, addict or alcoholic, recovering alcoholic as I am, there are times this is really a very sensitive topic for me because I do have a mental problem because addiction is a chronic relapsing brain disease. So many people don't know that addicts it's like no different from, say, cancer.
Mhm.
So we have to maintain. You cannot cure the addiction, but you can maintain and
Manage it.
manage it. Yeah, correct. Manage the addiction. So
Mhm.
I'm grateful that I have my fellow alkies that I get to talk to.
So it was alcoholism that you were dealing with because a lot of people thought, wala, troublemaker lang talaga yan, or he's probably on drugs. So if for you, your monkey on the back, so to speak, was alcohol.
It was all of the above, sir.
Huwag mo ako sinisir, ha?
all,
Sabi siya, kwentuhan lang tayo.
all of the above to, sir. I mean, Cito, ano din akong, I think, ADHD, and I was diagnosed as having bipolar 1 disorder. But I think it was all because of the drugs that I took. I can't blame anyone for what happened to me. I just blame myself. But now I'm just, again, grateful that I've got a sponsor. I've got a really good fellowship team who helps me process my emotions. But
Okay,
it's painful, no? The struggle is real and it's very painful.
Yeah, I would like to emphasize that, ladies and gentlemen, we in the Philippines, we tend to be very dismissive. Sinasabi, mayabang lang yan, sumikat kasi, mayaman, etc. But I always tell in my later years, because I've gone through it, I've told people, you have to understand the pain that other people walk through. You have to understand what triggers them, what drives them, and then you'll better appreciate why they are what they are. Now, in your case, at what point did you realize, I've got to change track, I've got to stop this, and how did you go about? Because I understand you even entered a seminary or something, or you took up theology. It's like, when I was reading your profile, I said, what? He actually outdid me? He actually graduated theology? I can't even finish one semester.
No naman, the dean was very kind kasi he saw me and my wife. We have an advocacy. So I've been spreading the good word. Also educating people about addiction. So what they did was they asked me if I wanted to study theology, and I did. I took the course, and I did some Zoom classes with them. But eventually they said, you know what, ipapasa ka na namin since you're doing it. Just give us, just finish the, do you call that? Mag-preach lang ako in front of the dean. And pasado na ako.
Parang thesis, parang
thesis
defense.
ko.
Yeah, thesis mo.
The thesis ko, correct. Yeah. So apparently somehow it worked. Kasi hindi na, sometimes it's hard to push people sa mga beliefs natin, and that's not right. It's better to live and lead by example. So, doon lang nakikita ng tao yung change. I don't have to put out a banner or a flag saying, hey, I'm a new guy. I'm a changed man. Nakikita na lang through my actions.
Yeah, but I'm not much of a movie guy, okay, I'll be honest. But if there's one movie I'd like to see, it would be The Life of Baron Geisler. in black and white. Would you be willing to do that, to put into film the nightmare, the horror that you went through as a person, and your transformation?
Sir, Sito, kung mapapanood niyo yung Dollhouse, it's like life imitates art. It's
Really?
somehow identical to my real life. But
Okay,
buti lang, at the
Okay, let
end
me
of the
clarify
movie-
that, Baron. Linawin lang natin, because some people might have the same reaction as I did when I saw the title Dollhouse on Netflix. Sabi ko, teka, baka kung ano na to, ha? Kasi baka mamaya kung ano sex film itong nasa Netflix na to. Can you please explain to our viewers what Dollhouse is all about?
Yes, Dollhouse is you can watch it on Netflix. It's about a love story between a father and daughter. So I play Rustin, who is a lost man. In the very beginning of the movie, my best friend died because he thought that he already experienced everything. Apparently, me, Rustin, I had unfinished business, especially with my daughter that I've never met. So that's when I decided to face my fears and try to connect, with my daughter. And eventually, if you watch the film, everything will unravel, and it's a pretty good film.
Well,
The
it has to be a
character is a
pretty
rock
good.
star.
It has to be a good film if it made it to Netflix. I mean, there are very few Philippine films that made it to Netflix, and yours is one of them. But I was watching you, and while you were trying to explain what the film was, but I got the sense that you were like going through two personalities: the Rustin, the lead actor, and Baron, the real life father, and parang ang lalaking nanunulay sa tumatawid sa dalawang tulay. What was your experience while doing the film in relation to your real life daughter? Sorry, I have to do my job.
No, yeah. There's one. If there's one moment in this movie, there's a scene where I wanted to reconnect with my daughter. I think there's truth to that. But I will not disclose na lang
Okay.
kung ano yun. That's why I could really identify with the character of Rustin. But the good thing about Baron naman is I realized even if I am struggling with my addictions, I realize that I have to accept that I've got a problem, and I took it to heart talaga, my recovery.
Okay.
So,
how did you discuss this with your daughter?
well, how many daughters are we talking about?
Oh, okay. But sorry, isa lang kasi ang akin eh. Isa lang ang boss ko eh.
Yeah. So I have a 3-year-old daughter. Now we were in Cebu, and she's such a wonderful kid. Her name is Talitha Kung, and she's the love of my life talaga. Look how cute she is.
Okay, Talitha, little girl from the
Yes.
Bible.
Yes.
And that's today's agenda. I'm Cito Beltran, wishing all of you a happy new year in 2023. We are One News, all sides, all the time.